We're live. Quick start tonight. Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a good Friday. I need that. Don't put that away. Hope you're having a good Friday. We are one things today. There is no to waste with this project. That is sticky, wet silicone still. So, tonight, got a handful of tasks at hand. We need to take out the fender that was in silicone. I've got the rest of the side panel. This will be the driver's side. It'll be the door, and rear quarter, which will be one big mold. We're going to work on that and probably pour the silicone for that. Then we've got to build the VFD transmission. I've got shocks to make or build. And yeah, we've got a lot going on. No time to waste. So that's my plan. I hope you all had a good Friday, or if you didn't, at least it's the start of your weekend. How about that? How about them apples? So hopefully you guys are doing well. I need to take this apart anyway. I think I can get this mold out of here without taking it apart. Just pulling it away from each side. I don't prep these molds at all before pulling silicone. They just pretty much come out with a little bit of work. So I don't go through and add any mold release or anything like that. But even though I need to pull this thing apart anyway, so I could or should, but I won't. Anyway, let's see how, of course I talk a big game about it until I actually have to do it, and came right out. There's our other fender, passenger side this time. So we also need to prep this mold for carbon. So I've got wax to add to that. Wax that mold. Little area where it was still sticky. Must have got in between the layers of the mold and just kept a part that was not super sweet. But what do we get? We got the hood. Where's the hood? Oh, I'm gonna grab that. Hold on one second. So, Daniel Curtis, thank you. Hi there. Question for your RTR update. How do you check for thickness for hard body points? Just measure it. As far as like how do I check before, I don't. I just go by an estimate, and as long as it's, it's a gut feeling thing. Like I felt like I probably added enough, and it seems to be. So, being that I've done these a couple of times now, it's been something that I've just been able to just wing, and it's been fine up to this point. So I'm not concerned enough to go any further with like trying to complicate the process. But that now these fender molds, they've got some extra, like you can see another line on that inside, and that's extra. So the mold actually wouldn't go that far. So this is a little bit wider than the body really would be, but that's the front end of what it will be in carbon, just more jiggly. Will there be flares? Nope, there will not be flares. Class 1 doesn't require the tire coverage that they did last year, so I don't have to add any flares for that at all. Commence the jiggling. Cool. So there's that. Good to go. One task off the list. Now, anyway, you're extra. Got plans? I don't know what that means. Anyway, yes, no Nicole tonight. This is the last part that came off of the printer, obviously. And this will be the door, driver's side door mold. So you can see that. You can see I built in this lip here at the bottom. And that responds to that section of the top. So those overlap like so. And then that gives me the side of our Porsche. Now you can see that I parted this mold at the door seam. So the other than this, the bottom part there, but that way, since you do see some of those seams, like I showed a little, I can't remember. I think I showed it maybe a little bit in the last update video, but like this one, you can see that mold line right there. Except it's not you can't feel it at all. It's nice and smooth, but just being that there's a fine line in the mold, the way that the carbon fibers go in, they just kind of congregate there and make it a little bit more dense. So you see it, even though it's not a physical, not something you can feel. So I was just like, I'll hide it in that area and that'll be fine. I don't need to take any steps. I don't need to take any steps beyond that. I could do filleting wax and things like that to try and make things even better. And for one, this is extra enough. All of this stuff is ridiculous. I can put a little bit of paint or a sticker or whatever if I'm worried about it, but we've got molds, and that's what's important. So I do need to get these bolted together because we need to pour silicone in this, and it takes 24 hours for the silicone to dry. So the faster I get on top of this, the better. Because if I prep it today, I can take that out tomorrow, I can wax the molds, and then I could be casting this part by the end of the weekend. I could have a finished part out by like Monday or so. It really pushes part timeline like further and further out. It's constantly just like, okay, I got 24 hours to wait here. I got 24 hours after that. I got 24 hours after that. Ooh. Are the black pieces 3D printed? Yeah, these molds, yes, this is 3D printed. Now that this doesn't become a final part, it's just the mold. It gets destroyed when you're taking everything apart. So, but yes, I kind of like the shape of that line on the fender. It's not the worst. I mean, I would rather there was no line, but whatever. Did Matt's hood have the mold line using the cloth? Well, my hood doesn't have a line. So it's just the fender, and Matt hasn't done his fender yet. So Matt's fender is about ready to get started, but he has not molded it yet. So looking forward to that. I bolt these all together with 35 millimeter long screws, 3 down each side. I'll get them loosely started, and then I'll go back and do a final tightening when I can make sure everything's nice and flat and true. So let's see. Sorry for not seeing all the comments. I'll catch them as I can. Need some pliers. What do we got here? Shoot. What generation 911 is this? It is a 953. I have to go back and double check. It's the Rothmans. The very, I can't remember. I have to go look. I knew at one point, and I've got the model somewhere that tells me what it is, but Plier? What? No wrench? I have a wrench right here, but I need it. I need to hold the nut to get it started. So pliers are easier. 959? No, it's not a 959. It's earlier than that. Uh, is that trick? And what brand is it? Yes, Millimeter Craftsman. So part number 423 42343. So is this screw a little funky, or is this just not wanting to? There we go. Didn't want to start square. My audio's cutting out. That's interesting. Let's adjust. I wonder if it's just my noise cancellation getting funky. Let me check. Hold on. Or NVIDIA is getting weird. I shall check. It's the beard mic. It might be NVIDIA getting weird because it's acting weird even trying to pull it up. Yep. Okay. I just changed directly to the microphone with no noise cancellation because NVIDIA is acting very odd. It cut out when you were saying the part number of the wrench. 42343. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. It looks like it's trying to crash on me. Hopefully this mic is better. Need to harvest the organs from the mailman since he misplaced my package. Want to help? Did he misplace it, Toxic, or was it from me and just hasn't got sent? Because that's the real question. But if you had an actual package get misplaced, then that's whack. And let me tell you how many times I always have like a favorite carrier. And right now, FedEx is my favorite. Okay. Is audio set now? Is it acting normal? Is it acting funny? Is the lack of noise cancellation being a massive pain? It's good now. That's good. That is good. Audio's okay. Just don't Dremel. Exactly. I'm spoiled by noise cancellation. I can just do whatever I want. You guys don't have to be super annoyed at the sound of my power tools and stuff like that. Okay. There we go. And Tom Havel. Hi, Tom Havel. Good to see you again. Cheers from SFO tonight. Have an airport beer on me next time you travel. Any plans for progress on the robots after scaling that? Would be sweet to mold carbon panels for an MOA. So we have a Cone Dodgers event coming up in a couple, not this week, next weekend. And what I would like to do is go take my the robot, specifically the deluxe sporty, the Asylum build. I'd like to take it out there and just go run the courses, just because, after the fact or whatever. Just because I want to go run that thing. I haven't painted it yet though. I need to just like get a quick and dirty paint job on it. But I'm so anxious to go run. Oh, I missed one from Gunner too. Oops. I'm so anxious to go run that truck, and I'd like to do a video on that thing. So my goal is to go get like 3 videos done next weekend, basically all at once. Go do a Cone Dodgers scale comp video. I'd like to go shoot that deluxe video, and I'd like to go run my Go Fast excuse me, that infraction again. So I'd like to just go get that all done in one day. Also, thank you, Gunner. Tonight's code, hashtag no Nicole, means no fun. Thank you, Gunner. That is your code for discount on Satisfied Jerky. You can run over to satisfiedjerky.com, which Dana has put a message there, and I pinned it at the top. Use that code with the hashtag. You have to use hashtag no Nicole means no fun. And you'll get yourself a nice little discount on some beef jerky or turkey jerky, as I like to tell people, because the turkey jerky is amazing. Right. You know, the only problem with the thought of pouring this silicone in this tonight is the fact that you gotta kind of want to keep it still after that. So anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna have to like carefully move it. I need to like make a space for it so that I can move it without worry. Everything looks good. So it's going to be our side panel. It's going to be fun. A little jiggle doesn't help it settle. I mean, what I need to do is just not take it all the way to the top. I've got plenty of extra draft on this one. Draft, it's not the right, like extra headway. So I can leave a little room. I think we'll be all right. What I do need to do, though, is I need to do what all of you hate, and that's CAD work. Not a lot. I just need to simply measure. I need to measure the volume of, of how much silicone I'm going to need. Normally like about an 800 cc, but I think we're just talking about different. Yeah. So where is my mold? Body side mold. And so anyway, I'm gonna do this quickly, but I am gonna make. Let's see if that came back. Sorry, OBS crashed on me. Just like, yeah. All good now. Okay, that was fun. That wasn't, yeah. The problem is that OBS is in, NVIDIA is in the background just having a fit. I'm going to do a good old Control-Alt-Delete task manager so I can kill that particular application. Fun. Hold please so I can get this killed. Anybody know where I can get a file to print SOW adapters for transmitter to advance? Ooh, I don't know where you can get one of those. I used to sell those, but I sold the, what do you call it? Sold the files, sold the rights to them to another company. So I won't, of course, then distribute them again, because that would be wrong of me to do that after I sold rights to somebody else. Anyway, okay, let's try this again. Let's see what happens. Now you should, yes, you can still hear me. Great. This is the mold. That's the three pieces that you saw, and this is the one that I basically used to create the volume. But all I need to know is the properties of this guy. So 4362. So I need 436 cc's. 436. Holy crap. That's going to be a large volume. I hope that I have enough silicone. Whew. Proofs are running at work. It is not currently. I need to grab a mixing cup and a mixer so I can get this going. Let's see. Ooh, this is a 450 cc cup. I only have one tone depressor left. Is it going to be enough? Yeah. Okay. Whew. So, 436. We'll go ahead and just make 450. So, 225. What's the max size? The max size shock a TRX4 can fit. Oh, I don't know. I do not advocate going with a max size shock. Just run stock size shocks. Don't lift them. Let's see. 225. There we go. I had to order more of this. Stuff's like $100 a kit. This is one of the more expensive parts of trying to do this whole process, is the freaking silica. That's why, like, I was like, oh, I'll try saving it, but when I did the hood, and I was glad that I did that, but still. So I did order more already, but it doesn't come until like next Monday. So I'm probably not going to have enough to get the other fender done, or maybe I will. Just don't drink the Smurf juice. Open up and say, I bet this stuff tastes like crap. Milk and blueberry juice? God. You got to mix it good. You got to get it all the way down there. Am I going the Breaking Bad route? You didn't aerate the precursor. Your precip was... Bet he's not going to add the aluminum. Tell you. I love Breaking Bad. What was the Gargamel's thing? Wait. I don't know what a Gargamel is, Alex, if that surprises you. Are you a witch? What's setting time on that stuff? This has like I think this is like a 20 or 40 minute working time. I don't know. I never need very much time. I usually just set it and go. Would a 3D printed negative not have enough flex to get the material in all the nooks and... Wait, would a 3D printed negative? Oh, you mean like trying to make a 3D printed insert, like out of TPU? I mean, maybe. For one, I just don't want to spend the time printing it. It's also a lot more work to create a whole nother file, because you need to... If you're doing 3D printed, it's not going to be flexible like this. So you're going to have to do you're going to have to do an actual offset. And being that these designs are like T-spline bodies and form bodies, they don't work like a typical solid, so you can't just do a quick offset in CAD. So it would be a ton more work, and I would rather just spend $100 on a thing of silicone and do it. Like, Yeah. Goodwill mixer blade for $1. What's a mix? I don't know what you mean. And I want to be able to just throw it away. I'm not trying to have anything I have to clean. That sounds way worse. I would much rather throw it away. Plus, this doesn't introduce a lot of air, anything like that. I missed a super chat. Where? Jeremiah, thank you, sir. What's your thoughts on the Anchor Maker 3D printer? I keep talking myself out of 3D printer. Just bite the bullet. So I did see that one. You know, it got some okay reviews on some of the early prototype stuff. I actually talked to Anchor about that before they released it. They like paid some of us to do like an hour-long phone call, and they gave us like Amazon credit or something like that, like for our opinions on stuff. It was kind of interesting to talk with them. But in the end, it's like I'm either going to buy a Prusa or I'm going to just buy a Creality if I want to be something super affordable. Or, you know, like there's the Bambu Labs ones that are fast, but I'm not replacing a Prusa with one yet. The reviews are good and a lot of people like them, but until it's the staple of all of the 3D printing channels to go that way instead, I'm not switching to one. I like the speed. I don't like how noisy the Bambus are. And the print quality is pretty good, but I don't know that it's the best one for print quality yet. But I do like them. I wouldn't mind adding one if I was trying to add another printer. Not a whole lot to this. Now, granted, I forgot I just calculated to the entire top, and I don't need to go that far. So I'll leave a little bit of space, but... Okay. Of course, we're going to have some that's just left in the cup. There we go. How often and what do you mostly use StepCraft for? I mean, the thing I cut most common on my StepCraft is carbon fiber. But plastics in general, I cut a lot of with it. I don't really do much wood. And, you know, I've done a number of things. I've done some aluminum on it. And it's worked fine for that. All right. Okay. Our silicone is done for this mold. Good deal. Another thing off the list. Does that shrink as it dries? Nope. No shrink to this. Like none at all. And I don't have to, you know, especially since I'm not worried about the like external finish of this, since it's an internal side. I don't worry about degassing it. You know, like I have a vacuum pot. I could have mixed it, put this cup in the pot, or vacuum, you know, whatever, degassed it to get all the bubbles out, and then pour it in as carefully as possible. It doesn't really matter for this. It does not matter. You know, in the end, the internal side is not seen. No need to tape the mold seams. No, the mold seams on this are flat enough that things bond together. And I've had, like, on this one, which I just took out of this mold at the start of this, which doesn't have the overlapping. It's just flat. And it gets, see a little bit in there? Teeny tiny bit. Doesn't affect anything for me. You know, if anything, I just don't want it to get on things, but yeah. Would I ever get the Prusa Mini? No. I mean, just because the regular Prusa, the bed isn't huge, and a lot of what I print for RC needs a pretty close amount of space to what the regular Prusa does. So the mold to me, or the mold, the mini to me is just not something I would rather just spend the extra and get the regular. So yeah. All right, so piece 1, piece 2. I run 2 Prusa mini printers. They're a lot more mini than you expect. That's what, yeah, I've looked at the build vault. I'm just like, that's too small for me. Okay, now we are going to carefully move this over there. This could be the biggest channel disaster ever. Okay. Success. That would have been the worst. Okay, 2 down. 2 down. We're in good shape. I seriously held my breath. Me too. Especially because I'm like a shaky person anyway. Keep the cat out of the room. Yes, they are locked out. Did that kitty step in it? Which one? That's actually a really good point, is that I need to make sure and keep the door closed all night, because they do jump on that shelf. And I didn't really think about it. Okay. We're in good shape. This is done. I do need to prep this mold. I suppose I could get that done. Do you think there would ever be a market for a titanium flat rail chassis? Possibly. I talked about doing titanium for this this project. There's a couple of reasons that I wanted to think about doing a titanium chassis for this, and mainly it was because I could weld right to it. I could weld, I could make my cross braces out of titanium as well, weld them right in, eliminate a bunch of hardware. Like, I could do a bunch of things and keep it lighter than steel, keep it easier to weld than aluminum. Titanium is twice as heavy as aluminum, but by strength per weight, it's lighter, so you can use less of it. But there are complications working with it, of course. There's reasons here and there. It would be cool, but is there a way to cut the curing time of the silicone so it takes less time? No. No, it just is what it is. You can buy silicone that sets up in 30 minutes if you want, but I'm not worried about that. Titanium is not twice as heavy as aluminum. Yes, it is. The dense, maybe not exactly, but I think titanium is 0.1 pounds per cubic inch. Let's see. Density of titanium is 4.5 grams per centimeter cube. Density of aluminum. Density of aluminum is 2.7 grams per centimeter cubed. Titanium is 4.5. So not exactly, but almost twice as heavy. So a pound of titanium is twice as heavy as a pound of aluminum. So yeah, it's oversimplifying to say twice, but yes, it is basically twice as heavy. Confidently incorrect. What's the other one? The incorrectly correcting people. It's lighter than a ton of feathers. Okay. Unbolting these molds is fun. So many screws. 6% of the time, he's right every time. Oh, you guys are killing me. A pound of aluminum is heavier than a pound of paper. Even a clock is right twice a day. That's not how that saying goes. Does it float? What? No, because water is 1 gram per centimeter cubed. Right? Isn't that the definition of a gram? Definition of a gram is the weight of water per centimeter. Someone correct me on that. Let's see. There used to be cargo ships made from concrete. There was at University of Nebraska, we had the concrete canoe competition, where you had to make a concrete canoe. It's exactly like it sounds. And then it was teams of 3, and there had to be at least 1 girl on the team. And you raced a certain distance. I was never in the boat. I was more there for the build. Now I'm not using power tools because I'm not using NVIDIA Broadcast. So, who carried said canoe? They were super light because we would use like styrofoam as filler instead of gravel, or instead of entire amounts of gravel. It was fun. It was all about your mix and how light you could get it. How you were only allowed, so much as far as like your your reinforcing stuff and all that. It was fun. Very fun. There was another activity in college that required at least 1 girl. Not all the time. Sometimes I was solo missions. Josh, what are your thoughts on the HK Hobbies STFU microcontroller? I like it. I've got it in my Moon Buggy, which is at the office. Never mind, can't show it to you. I've got it in a car. I've got it hooked up to the HK Hobbies little Outrunner motor, and I've got that all bolted up to one of the Deluxe Fab little portal trans. It's the whole unit, the transmission, the Outrunner, and the controller. It's so tiny. Now it's a bit of a bitch to wire up, but okay, this is killing my hands. But beyond that, sorry, you're gonna have to hear it for a minute. Hopefully that sound is not so terrible. You can tell it gets in the seams a little bit. Willing to bet most college activities were solo missions. Okay, that's done. Did I get all the screws out? I did. Just making sure before I start prying on it. Okay, still a lot quieter than the grinder on Fabrats. Do you ever look at your pets and go, you don't have a single thought? No, I think our pets always do, and we're always concerned about what they do. So it forms its own gasket. Nice. Yeah, if I was to leave it in there. Or, I guess it still does. If only the carbon came out that way. Would be nice. Other than being super floppy. No, there has been no further requests. Okay. So going ASMR tonight. I don't get ASMR. ASMR isn't so bad. Some of those videos are entertaining. Some streams the noise cancellation takes. It does, but my noise cancellation program quit on me earlier and crashed and caused the stream to crash, so I don't have it on right now. Come on. The yellow screws first, yes. There we go. Okay. Done. Will F10 brass fit the Ultra? Nope. Totally different axles. Those pieces will not carry over. No wonder he can hear your voice. Okay, there we go. So we got all the parts. The fun part is now we gotta do the whole wax on, wax off thing. I guess it's just the wax on. We never do wax off. What I do with the wax? Anyone seen my tub of turtle wax? I got it. Do people really complain about tool noises in CAD work? All the time. There's always something. So, yeah, we just talked about soul emissions, and now Josh is talking about wax off, and now I'm putting on a rubber glove. So, so yeah, things are getting weird. Get ready. Get prepped. It's a very blue theme tonight, isn't it? My shirt, the silicone, these gloves. Buck Josh's reason for living dandy. So if a train left New York at 45 miles an hour and a bus carrying 2 concrete canoes and females were driving both, how much does a pound of titanium weigh in space? Ben says, "Sir, you're going to feel a little pressure. Tell me you're 40 without telling me." Without telling me you're 40. Hold the blue moles. Is this too much blue? Does this blue make my head look big? So this is not a scientific process either, and I don't worry about it being terribly even. I just care about it being all the places. And then I just let it dry. I figure the pressure it moves it around enough, and I have to do enough finishing anyway that I'm not worried about it creating an uneven surface. Definitely a Smurf night. This is green, so yeah. Let's make sure we get that throughout there, and then I make sure I get the mating surface. Another one. You're all children. You should feel ashamed of yourselves, unless that's your thing, and then you should be more ashamed. One down. Maybe Smurf's Crack Green. It puts the lotion on its skin. This isn't a glamorous process. But you know what? You're getting to see all of it. If you watched the Road to the Rockies video, which I don't trust that everybody did, because those videos do not get, if I wasn't doing these projects for my own personal improvement and furthering my abilities, these series would never happen because they do not get good views. Matt's like, we'll be talking about numbers and you know, performance of the videos and things like that, and he's like, they're just not doing. I'm like, I know, I you have to expect it. Just keep on keeping on. All right, 2 down. Get ready to lube up. Remind me to never let me wax your truck. Don't worry. I won't. I don't wax my own truck. And listen, this is a 3D printed mold. You're not going to get a good surface. So, don't judge my form, sir. Okay. We're just covering some stuff. Now, this is the bottom of this one, so I can put those together, and then keep going from there. Nix 909, what's going on, Nix? Happy Friday. Starbucks is on. Thank you, sir. Happy you're here. Nix was the one who helped me with the initial CAD and turned Matt and I onto the CG Trader website for these much higher quality models, which helped this project go so much nicer. So, thanks to Nix for all the help on this project. Let's see. Isn't that the outside of the mold? Yes, it is. This is the outside of the mold. And this resin gets all over these things, and I like the resin to be able to detach a little bit easier. So that is why we do this. Don't wax it, be a man. I see where you're going there. But next month's sponsor is getting out. Kidding. Sitting at work, burning my last remaining brain cells. Was a video watched. Bossman says unprofessional. Well, let me tell you, I watched a good bit of F1 practice today at work, so I was still getting much work done. Much work happened, but FP1 and FP2 were both played during it. In all truth, I actually finished FP2 a bit on my drive home. Not watching, just listening. Duh, Alonso. I can't wait to see what happens during actual qualifying. I feel like they're just pushing to try and make a point, but if Aston actually brings it, I'm going to be so shocked. We'll see. How does one get into F1 racing? I have no idea how to get into it. Let me tell you, it's the easiest form of motorsport to get into watching because there's 20 drivers. That's it. There's 10 teams. Each team has 2 drivers. It's the easiest one ever to learn the whole teams, learn their backgrounds, and the amount of coverage on it is incredible. The YouTube channels and behind the scenes talk and commentary. Like if you're someone who likes to listen to videos of, about talk of what's going on with teams and things like that. There's no better sport than F1. It's a content wet dream. So, telling you, this stream really has gone off the rails tonight. Okay, so we got that. Now, Schumacher is, don't forget that. Not the last one that competed, but anyway, I'm just telling you, if you like motorsports, F1 is fantastic. I'm not saying it's for everybody, but it's pretty freaking good. Let's see. So I'm gonna get this. You can tell it's tight when it starts squirting out the edges. I know what I did. Pay up, sucker, RC. Thanks, buddy. Evening, Josh. I did find a mock-up idea in brazing the rear bumper now while I watch. By the way, did you see the link from Lucia Fall? I did not. Tell you the truth, I don't click on a lot of links in my messages. Tell you what, though. If it's green, run. No. Sorry. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm a child, too. Okay. Let me... Making sure that I have the right screw lengths. Yes, I do. Just click the short links. Right, exactly. This is why. I've competed at Lucia Falls in the past, though, so I'm very familiar with the area. Josh, what links do I need to make the Phoenix 12.8 inches? I told you, I don't click on links. No, I'm kidding. I don't know of a pre-existing link set that will bolt in to just give you 12.8. You just have to move the axle and measure, really. Did I miss one from Jeremy Burris? I apologize. I still have this whole density of aluminum thing popped up. Okay. There we go. You're done, RC Jeremy Burris. Thank you, sir. Are you going to trim the rubber mold? Yes. This one I'll trim again. I'll take that 3/16 off the bottom, and then I'll take a little bit out of this area. But beyond that, that's the only thing that I'll trim, and that's only because that one has that undercut. That's the only reason. If it was like the side mold, that one that I just poured, then I won't. Okay. So she's all bolted together. We got some, we're gonna wax our table here. Wax on, wax off. Okay. Other side. Numero 2. Did you know you must wait 1 day before changing your YouTube name again? Now that's funny. How many more olds are there to be done? Molds. How many more molds are there to be done? So we've got... Let's see. I've got... So this is the driver's side or passenger side fender. We just poured the mold for the side of the driver's side. Then I have the passenger side, so we'll call that 1. Then I've got the cowl / windshield. I've got the trunk deck area. I've got the kind of, I call it like the cabrio cover area, like above the back of the trunk lid. I think that's it. So 4 more sections. ish. I can't be confident about that. Remember, to be scaled, the motor has to be in the rear. Yeah. Let's see. How long till the molds are old enough to be moldy always? Phoenix, you're fired. Bumpers? It will need bumpers. Oh, no, I'm not molding bumpers, if that's what you're asking. That is not... This is a rock crawler, so the bumpers will be metal. Let's wipe off the discharge from the edges. All right. Love listening to Hall & Olds Moldy Oldies. God. Okay. Let's slap those down on top of each other. Have you tried to bend 1 millimeter thick titanium before? Yes, I've got some 1 mil and some 0.5 mil that I have bent before. Not to like extreme angles or anything, but I have bent it. It does bend. I did it on the bumper of the Class 1. It's plated underneath with titanium, so I bent it to match the contour of that. Let's see. What about 1 inch? Nope. And, all right. Back to the pliers. TI is pretty springy though, right? Yep. TI is very springy. When I was doing the cages, it's got a lot of spring back. So you have to bend it, check it, bend it, check it, bend it, check it, over and over and over. So that is it's a bit of a pain to do the to bend the titanium rod. Is grade 5 recommended titanium for bending projects? I think, isn't technically grade 2 easier to bend or more bendable? If I'm correct. Now, I had grade 5, so that's what I used, but I thought that grade 2 was what I should have been using, and if I bought it in the first place, I would have. But all the rod that I was given, that 3/16 inch titanium rod, was all grade 5, so I needed to stay in that same realm. Fish built. It's happening. Watch the live where you built the carbon chassis DR10 and the single cylinder nitro motor. Some funny moments. And some you were annoyed. Yeah, there's been a number of them where I tell you I was annoyed. That little nitro motor, not the most fun. They had Toyan contacted me last week to see if I wanted to do another one, and I was just like, I'm gonna pass. Thanks, but no. I'm not really interested in doing any more of those. I'm over it. It's like it's a lot of headache for a nitro crawlers sounds like a fun idea for about 90 seconds, and then after that it's no. Yeah, it's like I mean, again, if I was just going for video view stuff, yeah, but I'll tell you what, I don't want to. I'd much rather be building what I want to build than working on another one of those. Okay. You're paying for our enjoyment. I think that I cause myself enough pain with the things that I want to do. Whoop. Some of these nuts get a little slippery when you get them all waxed up. I still know what I said. Don't. Blood. No blood. No blood tonight. JFC. Just saying. God bless it. Got it. Phrasing. If an unladen swallow carries a coconut, what's the wind speed of an unladen swallow? Well, it depends if it's an African or European. Right. Evening. I see gloves and lube. Do I want to stick around? Baller, it's everything you thought it could be. We already played with silicone. There we go. We're going to put a little bit more on the top surface of this before we call her a day. But then we're going to be able to put this mold to the side to let dry so we can start building the rest of the components. Thomas Bielzik, thank you. Is there such an animal as a deep dish 310 wheel? There is not. Would be a good looking wheel. I would like to see that style, but no, there is not currently. Although the 310, as of current, is not in production any longer. There is still inventory of it, but that is at this point the last of it. So if you are a huge fan of 310s, what is available is what is left. Maybe in the future they will come back, but I don't have that information for you at this time. So maybe someday if they return back, that could be this case, but you know, could you do this but better? Just barely. I'm barely capable of doing even what I'm showing you. Just waxing the top here, so any of it that does spill over is hopefully easy enough to get off. Okay. Nah, it's not worth it. I was going to cover up all those, but he's giving the mold a Brazilian. Okay. We'll smooth it out a little bit just because. Anywhere where it concentrated from the mold lines converging. If you go with the grain of the 3D printing, it helps smooth out a little bit easier. And a little heavy in a couple of spots, so pull it out of there. I'm fine with that. Okay, quick. What the f are you doing? I am waxing the mold, Ryan. This is so that I'm going to let this dry now, overnight probably. And that is so that when I lay the carbon fiber in here after it is dried, it has an easier ability to come out of there. I was using high build wax before, and I liked it, but it is harder to get than Carnauba turtle wax. And the specific high build wax that I got, I could not find a good replacement for. I talked to like the VP of Stoner, and he was just like, I know exactly the one you're talking about. Here's the one that is the same. And then I got it, and I was like, this is not even close. Like, this stuff is water to molasses in comparison. It's just, I was just like, ah. So I gave up. And ordering the other stuff from Europe turns out to be like, I don't know, like 50 or 60 bucks a can, aerosol can. And I'm just like, I have wasteful spending on RC cars in many ways, but that is crossing the line. There we go. Racing in 7 minutes. Oh, Moose Jaw's racing tonight. Buggies and slashes or something like that. Who? There's nothing specific for that release agent. Like the one that I got, even from Stoner, is a mold release. But I was specifically using this really nice, like high build. It almost came out. I mean, like when it dried, it was almost like a wax, and it was awesome. And this other stuff, I tried, and I went through this on the class 1, talked about it. There was everyone in the chat had a freaking billion suggestions, and none of them, not a single one of them, were the high build like I was talking about. They're like, this says high build release agent. I was like, I know it does, and it is nothing near the high build like I'm talking about. And like I said, Stoner, who is like one of the big brands of those things, was just like, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Here's the one. Like, no, it's not. Not even close. Not even a tenth of close. I'm done. I'm done looking. This is going to work fine. And it does. It works about the same. It's just a little bit more work. But really not either, because the other one you have to spray, wait 10 minutes. Spray again, wait 10 minutes. Spray. So, anyway. I'm not even looking anymore. I got it. I'm moving on. Time to end it for tonight. Got to get some sleep. Have a good one. How many body parts did you do already? 2. You guys saw them already. Hood and fender. Hood and fender are molded. I haven't sanded this side of the hood, the side over here. You can hear that, and this side. So this side is smooth. Now this is only sanded to 600 grit. So I'll probably sand it to like maybe 1,000 or so wet sand. And then this year, these are all going to get a 2K clear coat, because I'm going to add some paint to them and do the clear coat. And I think that'll make it look good. Close up. Yes, I'll show you. Hold on a second. When it's wet, it looks better. Makes sense? This is my wet sanding bucket. Some spots of Matt's hood look like there wasn't enough resin on the edges. Could be, hard to say. But anyway. It'll look good with the clear. On this side, obviously, you can still see like the mold release and the 3D print lines that come through. But on the part where the carbon is, where you can see it smooth already, looks pretty good. Josh, you have a CNC. Why not make molds out of Renscape instead of 3D printing? It'd save a bunch of post-work sanding. So I actually looked into that. Renscape was one. What was the other one? Corafoam. or Cora Foam, one or the other. And then there was one more also. So the problem is that stuff is really expensive, like wildly expensive. And I would either have to gel coat and do. So if I was going to try and do it in compression, I would either have to buy a really heavy weight of that stuff, which makes it even more expensive, or I would have to do a standard buck and then do a gel coat and pull a regular mold and then lay up like normal, which I could get great looking parts, and you could do it production style that way. But like I'm not trying to do production. I don't want to make in production. I don't want to make two. I want to make one. That's it. So like if I wanted to do it that way to make the body, I'm guessing it would cost me, I don't know, $2,000, $2,000 at least in materials to make the body, let alone machine time, cleanup, and everything else. And then it would probably still take me longer to do the parts because, you know, if I was going to do it that way, I'd vacuum bag the whole thing. Like this, I'll argue there is no faster, easier way to do it than this. Someone can probably try and come up with a reason why that would be different. At this point, I'm not aware of any way that would end up being faster. Yes, it would technically be. I'm not counting. Yes, this is it's printing overnight, things like that. I feel like that's different. I can walk away from it. So like, I'm not counting the machine time as far as that goes. But if it screws up, a whole roll of filament lasts me like a week almost of this thing almost printing solid, or maybe 60% of the time. So I'm out at most $1, $2, $3, whatever. Where a piece of that Renscape or Cora Foam, I'm going to be out $200 or more. Like, no thanks. This is the reason for a reason. Dually Porsche? No, the tires are just stuck together. They're just sticky. That's all. So yeah, that is why. Because again, I've looked into it. I was wanting to buy it. I was trying to buy drop pieces of the Cora Foam off of like eBay. That's why I bought a lot of the dust collection stuff for the project, is because I wanted to do 3D milled forms and pieces. But I was just like, it's going to be way too freaking expensive. So the other option is to just layered MDF and then just machine the MDF. Way cheaper. So that was but at the same time, I was just like, it's a lot of work to do that rather than hit print, walk away. I'm just like, oh, that's so many things that I would love to do, and they look so good. I'm just like, trust me, they're all reasonable questions because I've looked into them the exact same way. But I've come to this same conclusion, and why I do it this way every time because of it. Transmission time. No clear coat. Flex seal. So we're building a VFD for this first, because that's the transmission we're going to run in our Porsche. Porsche, whatever you want me to call it. So we're going to build the VFD trans, and I've got a 21% overdrive thing here. You doing mail call now? I know, right? Almost. Almost. Psh, instructions. And what's this piece do? Why didn't I grab a motor plate? Damn it. Oh well. I'm sure I'll have it apart once more at least. I just didn't want to. Damn it. Should have grabbed a motor plate. I'm mad at myself already. They would probably like you to call it a Porsche. You'll be able to tell people you have a fully customized carbon fiber body 911 without lying. That'd be the only way to make this sound cool. I won a prize from you today. Your English wasn't so good. Yeah, I got hit with the spam bots again today. Had to go through, ban the account, block it, respond to a number of messages. Just know, I will never try and contact you through Telegram. I will never download that. Redonkulous. All right. We've got a top shaft. Just mold up a carbon motor plate real quick. You know, it does have a bearing pocket. That'd be the only thing. That'd be a little bit. Yeah. And what do I need to drop? Wait, where's my spacer? There's that spacer. Put the spacer behind the shaft. Okay. Josh, I bought a VS410 frame, and in the plastics was a black 1/2-inch piece that I was wondering what it was for. It had a groove in it also. Ryan, I'm sorry, but that is not very descriptive. A 1/2-inch black piece with a groove in it. I don't know what you mean, man. That's that's just not gonna cut it for description. But yeah, there's parts in there that aren't used for everything, so you know, don't worry about it. The spacer on the fuel cell, that could be it. Was it like, yeah, a little bit like that, kind of pretty short, and it's got, yeah, it's got a groove around the center. Yeah, spacer for the fuel salt pond. That is a, man, you'd be good at Pictionary. All right. Oh, what length screws do I need for this? Damn you, instructions. I think I was supposed to do that before this step. Seriously though, I forgot how deep. Is this okay? What size are the round posts of Axial and Vanquish bumpers? I don't know, 6 mil or so? 7 mil? I don't know, measure, if you have the bumper, measure the bumper. If you have the bumper mount, measure the hole. Sounds like the butt for. What's the butt for? Butts are for pooping. It ignores instructions, proceeds to skip steps. I know. And there's some of the steps that I skip every time. I'm pretty sure that screw's too long for that. I'm going to have to grab those instructions, aren't I? I've built a million of these. slipper lockout or no? Yeah, it comes with the slipper lockout. So the VFD Twin has a slipper. The standard VFD is no slipper. Right. All right, motor plate, that, at the front trans portion, which we can go ahead and just bolt together to keep this. It's not that one. It's the longer one. Do you mostly run slipper or no slipper? In competition, I will not run a slipper. If it's a competition, I'd rather burn it up or break it rather than my slipper keep me from doing something. In my comp trucks, I also turn the low voltage cutoff off. I'll push the LiPo until it goes if it's in competition, and that's the problem. Like, don't you're not turning off on me if I didn't say to turn off. If it dies, it dies. So, yeah. You know, that is, whoops. All right, oh, I need the gear set. Josh, after last week's live, I ended up getting Method 310s and 350 hubs. Seems like perfect for my Phoenix. Good choice. Good looking ones, too. Do you prefer VFD or twin? I mean, it kind of depends. For competition, you can't use most of the stuff in the VFD twin. So I don't want the added parts and complexity and weight if I can't use them. So that's why I'm running standard VFD. Because, you know, simplicity. Okay, small top gear is this guy. That'd be a 23 tooth, in case you're wondering. This is going to be our next shaft. I've been gone for weeks, busy making maple syrup, and have a lot of videos to catch up on between you and Matt. Glad you're here as well. Sounds like you've been busy. Out in the woods, tapping trees. I like having a slipper with the Spectrum brushless. I'm sure it's saved my gears a few times. Yeah, I mean, I'd rather just... It's gonna. If it's competition, man, I just want to. And I will destroy parts at all costs if it keeps me from, or if it allows me to maybe get it a little further. Like, whatever, I'll fix it. Just let me keep going. Okay, top one. This is the bearing I always forget. Right there. Now I'm not greasing these gears yet because you can grease them later. From the top, make it drop. That's, bring a bucket and a mop. Did you forget the see, you knew it was coming, didn't you, Phoenix? And I didn't forget it. Are the standard VFT gears bad or what? They get the extra set of gears with the kit, even though I didn't get them until my kit was together. They're not bad. They run fine. It's just like it was a promotion at the time. You can break them. It is possible. I've seen it happen, but it is not not like a gonna happen thing. Just depends on how you're driving and whatnot. Okay. Oh, don't put that bearing plate in. Nope. Because we're doing the overdrive set, the 21%. Show. Come on. Overdrive set, we need the metal bearing plates. So drop that guy in. With the metal plates, there's this little metal spacer, and you thread that into the bearing plate, and it will align with the hole on the other one, so it keeps them separated. Now, if you have like a VFD twin and you get the upgraded motor plate or upgraded bearing plates, you don't have to worry about that because they're so far apart and they're physically retained by other parts, so it's unused in that situation. But in a VFD, regular VFD, there you go. What do you cut to shorten the VFD for the remote? Oh, so like in my comp truck, which is at work, I cut these posts, these outer posts down. I think I shortened mine 20 millimeters. And then I took and drilled a new cross hole in the top shaft, 20 millimeters up, and shortened the back of it 20 mil. And then that's it. So that's what I did. Do you think sintered gears or plastic bearing plates contribute more to gear failure? Asking since you include the metal plates in the RTR. The metal plates kind of pretty much keep everything solid. We've noticed that with metal plates, there's very little gear breakage. So that's why we went to those just in all the trucks. F10 portals, what SLW hub can we use and what is the wheel width when using it? It depends on the wheels. Not all wheels have the same back spacing, so it does depend a little bit. And then that also will affect the width. But a 350 hub, I believe, is what I recommend as like normal back spacing to clear anything. I believe that you can use a 225 hub if you're using Method 105s or tanks and they will clear. Or maybe it's you can do it with anything but 105s. Let me check that. Oh, I would check with the axles that I have for this project, but I put brass weights on them already, and you have to use a 350 to clear these. So 350 is the safe answer. You can do a 225 with some wheels though. Let's, yeah, I want to try that in my cat. Yeah, the shortening it it's a cool little deal. That's what I did in my comp truck, and I do like it. You know, it's just a different, but I also did it because I wanted to run a servo on axle that was behind the axle and in line. So had to do it to clear everything. Shoot. I dumped all these gears in the same place, which was a really dumb idea. But 23 tooth is what I need. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. Yeah. 26 tooth. It's 26 tooth. Yeah, I got it. We're fine. Everything's fine. Nothing to worry about. I just dumped them all in like an idiot. And as long as it meshes perfectly, like I knew what I was doing. So we don't need that idler. We don't need that one. We need these two, which are the same size anyway. Am I wrong? I am wrong. Are those ones the same size? Shoot. Oh, that's why, because I need the tiny pin there. I had to do the gear shuffle when I built my VFD twin. Yeah. Yeah, you got to make sure you get the right ones. There we go. Put the long pin in instead of the short pin. Cross RC thoughts, if any? I think I still have one Cross RC here. What do I have? The UT4, I think, still. They look good. They make really cool bodies. But their parts are made out of cheese. So unless you're just driving like slow and scale and stuff like that, it's not something that I would personally like to run. But if you like the look and you want to drive like just slow, and other than that, it is not for me. But I like, I'm harder on performance stuff. So if you drive like Matt, you'll probably be fine. Which even Matt, I'm actually kind of surprised he doesn't like. It's kind of like up his alley. But to me, they're about equal or maybe a little under like RC four-wheel drives quality, but with really nice bodies. Okay, that's in there. Bring you in. There goes in. So we do need to add some grease. Let's see. Aren't they making a 5-axle one now? I think they have a cut. I mean, they had the what's that thing called? They've got a bunch of them, like I mean, like some of them look rad. They've got a rollback coming that looks really good. Like I said, like their bodies are so cool. I think they do a great job of that. Yeah, the Mammoth they've had for a long time. Then they released one here recently called like the Rhino, which is, I believe, well, that's a 4-axle, 8x8. I don't know the 5-axle. Okay, we got all the gears, including the front ones. Good and lubed up. Yeah, that 10x, weird. There we go. Do you have offhand how much speed do you know offhand how much you spaced your shelves apart? I'm building mine right now and thinking $15 inches off the ground and 1 foot spacing. Well, mine are on the ground. There is no space on the bottom. And that's just because personally, I don't know that I fully trust the integrity of everything to be off the ground. And I'd say they're about a foot space between them, give or take. But yeah, I just didn't trust I don't know. I was like, I'm going to put it on the ground. Then I feel it's bolted to the wall up top, of course, but that's it. That's it. And oh, don't you go anywhere. Brandon, I will also mention that I did put a couple of extra, like longer screws in from the back, even into each shelf, just because even though those things are made of like cardboard. So I don't know if it was actually grabbing anything. Either way, I felt better about it. I think the shelves are rated for like 7 pounds each from IKEA. So you have to imagine if they say 7 pounds, they probably mean 14. So only straight axle kits and RTRs come with bearing plates currently. Any of the ones after the and any of the trucks will come with the metal bearing plates at some point. All right. Where is... There it is. I found it. Don't worry. Are your shelves earthquake rated? Yes, they are. They've been through an earthquake. They are rated. I put a stamp on the back. I don't know. Just say it confidently and it works. Made my own shelves like that out of 2x6s. Cost about $15. Well, those didn't cost much more because they're from IKEA. But they look really nice. Are they Sookie rated? Yeah, technically, because she has jumped on them on occasion. Like, which she is not. She's under 15 pounds, 14 pounds. Donk banter. I didn't see what donk banter was going on. I'm always up for donk banter. All right. Josh, what do you think of the new Maxxis Treps Pro lines coming out with? For the SCX6, look good. If you like Treps, they look just like them, right? I don't know that the Treps just aren't my favorite, but they're still fine. Are you flying or driving to the Rockies? Flying, for sure. So I will not be bringing the trike. Yes, I am waiting for the Red Cat donk to officially drop. It's coming. It's coming soon. We know it. They told us. They told us in live streams that I got showed later. Okay. This is a 56 tooth spur, and I'm probably gonna run a 52 tooth, so I'm not gonna build that. I didn't put the shrouds on, obviously, as you can see. I didn't put the gear shifter on. I can do that later if we need. No big deal. But that will do it for the trans. At least I can use that for mock-up now. I hope that by the next episode, I've got a prototype chassis cut, links, axles, shocks, all mounted up to it, and I can start like placing body panels around it. I forgot a screw. Oh, it's the long boy. Where's it at? Not those. Where? Is it this one? I thought it was 25. Must just be 20. Whatever. There you go. Get him. Oh, I forgot. I missed one other one. Right there. I forgot. It's the lower, the one on the inside, the countersunk. Oh well. It's fine. It's fine. There's the other screw I was looking for. I gotta take it apart to put the motor plate on anyway. I knew it was the longer one. And yeah, it's lighter that way. Josh, you embarrass me. Joseph. Drop the bearing. Ignored instruction strikes again. I wouldn't have paid that close of attention anyway. So we're going to, I know what we're going to do. We're going to cut this bag top off. Why tape on the DeWalt? Your name on it? Nope. This is the 2.5. This is the 2.0. Because this is my 2.5 wrench. And this is my 2.0. See? Not just a hat rack. Can't stand to change out bits, huh? It's just a pain. So, you know, doing this, and you have to figure out where you set the bit. It's just easier to have two. Humble brag with the gyro drivers. Let's see. The blue is small, red is big, and rainbow's far out. Jesus. So yeah, there you go. There's a method. There's a method to why I did what I did. Just bought the Vanquish RTR. Really enjoyed running it. Can't wait to get out and try some rocks. That's awesome. Happy for you. What color did you get? I can guess that it will be gray. Just throw shit around. It's fine. All right, that can go in the Class 1 box. Don't worry, we have plenty more to do. Yep, it's the gray. Knew it. Okay, so now I have shocks built. Why didn't I put these parts in there? Will you offer pre-painted replacements? Yes, I believe we will. Not tomorrow or next week, but at some point they will be done and ready and available. Shock parts. I've been trying to design the Ripper hood so I can make its first replacement at pressed car. Honestly, if I was gonna, I wouldn't do it in 3D. Like if I was gonna try and make a pressed carbon replacement Ripper hood, I would just take your hood and I would put it on a piece of like masonite or whatever, or pack modeling clay underneath, get it all down, modeling clay around it, like not, just so that like drafted down from all of the hard points everywhere. Do that, build a wall around it, and then do a caster plast. Hey, plastered cast over the top of it. Use like Murphy's oil soap on it so that it releases. So use Murphy's oil soap all over the hood and the clay, and then plaster cast over that. And then you pull that off and you would have the inside of your mold. So then pour your silicone right in there. Then you've got the other buck. Put your carbon right in that, press it. Robert's your father's brother, mother's brother, whatever Matt says. Plaster, I barely know her. Where do you buy this Casterplast? Shut it. Just saying. Or if you want to be more careful of your hood, you could cast silicone over the hood, so then you have one side, and then do it the other way. And then just go until you got to that plaster cast one. Like, depending on how comfortable you are. Either way, no need to like go through all the work of the CAD side when you have the part that you need to make it. Like, save yourself all the time, make it way more accurate. Like, you'd save so much by doing it that way. But there you go. So now it's shock time. Shocking discussion. Put these parts in the box. We're building 80 mils for this here project. Let's find the parts we need. That should do it. That should do it there. Okay, I'm not going to put springs on it yet. Probably run these. I will run springs on them, but I'll build it at full bump and then put springs on at the end. Is there a truck you regret selling? Nope. Never. I don't regret selling trucks. I just don't. I feel like I can always build another, or build something new, or do something a little bit better than the time I did before that. And a lot of the times, like, when I sold the truck, it was because I had a project that I really would like to fund. And some of these projects can get quite expensive. So there's times when it would be nice to recoup a little bit of something that I had to be able to do the next one. Do you regret selling the one you didn't get paid for? I believe that showed back up at my office today. I don't know yet. I haven't opened that box, but that's what I hear. That's what I believe was described to me. I don't know how many of you were in the stream. Was it last week when I told the story about? No, it happened after the stream last week, and I told the story on Wednesday. So yeah. Let's test that. Sell the Ripper. No, because see, I don't regret. Would I regret selling that? Maybe. That's why I haven't sold it. That's why I haven't sold it. I don't think I've ever sold anything I wasn't ready to sell at the time. That makes sense? So let's see. Wow, you got the package back? From what I'm told, I didn't just get it back. It took a whole trip and found its way to a pawn shop, I guess. And yeah, so it's interesting. First Woods Runner? Nope. I don't feel bad for selling that at all. Looking back on it, like, I learned a lot doing that build. Super happy that I did it. But if I wouldn't, like, that truck today, not one that I would want back or anything like that. I'm not sentimental in those ways, right? You'll regret selling me the Class 1 when I'm done bouncing it at every rock in Colorado. Nope, not a bit. I'll be happy that someone's ready to drive it. Happy to hear it. I learned that I may not sell on eBay ever again. I don't have any plans of selling on eBay ever again. Tell you that. I tell you what. I'll tell you what. What's this story? So, Ryan, you know the story of the selling on eBay that I sold. I did cut myself. Damn it. Sold the truck on eBay, This Might Make a Truck, and got scammed. They pulled the funds, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, never heard anything back, of course, after any of that happened. Until last Friday when I got a message that someone said they found my truck in a pawn shop in San Jose, which is not far from where I shipped it. And it was complete. There's a lot to the story. There's a lot of weird details. I sold it to a person who said that they were a lady, and in Santa Clara, I believe, Bay Area. The person had contacted me in the first place and just wanted to meet up. And then just said, ship it. Anyway, I don't know that I want to tell the whole story again, but after a bit, I got a message and some photos, and the truck was completed. Looks like it to a running state. A few of the bits kind of, covered up some of the stickers with other stickers and some stuff like that. And then evidently made its way to a pawn shop where another person found it at this pawn shop, they said, and was like, hey, do you want this thing back? And I was just like, I don't know, because I feel like now I'm in debt over this truck that I actually really it's a sore subject for me now. It made me anxious the first time I sold it. I felt like it went for too much and I felt bad, so I included a bunch of stuff. Then I got scammed, of course, so I feel worse or shitty, because I lost the truck that I didn't think was worth as much as it sold for. But I threw a bunch of other stuff in there because I felt like it was worth more. And then someone else bought it and sent it to me, and I was just like, so now that person paid money. So I'm like, okay, the person who took it from me took that, kept the stuff that I included with it, and then sold it to a pawn shop. So they've profited by quite a lot. And then the pawn shop got to sell it to this other person for $275. So then they made money. And now this person bought it and sent it to me. And I'm just like, I feel like this truck just keeps making me feel bad. I don't want anything to do with this particular truck anymore. But I am grateful that the person found it, said that, then sent it to me. I don't know. I just don't know. Yeah. So, you should do a giveaway now that you have them. No, I don't. I don't want to. So those whole merch giveaways, those are big deals. You hire a law firm for those, and because they can't have to purchase something to get into those giveaways. There's all kinds of stipulations and things, like you have to be able to send in a entry that doesn't cost you anything and all kinds of stuff. Waffle it on a live stream. Nope, that is against the law, and you can get in trouble for that. And I know that people do it all the time. They're not supposed to. And I'm absolutely against those pages. I don't support that stuff at all. I forgot to put the top seal in. This is what happens when you're live streaming and not paying attention. So. Get out of there. Forgot the top washer. All right, Perry G, thank you. We need VP spinners for the Red Cat talk. Oh, I do. If there's one automotive trend I wish would come back, it's spinners. Let's see. What if you auctioned it instead of a waffle? For one, I hate the waffle term. I think that's the dumbest thing. But with auctions, there's rules and things that you got to do properly there too. So, like, I don't want to do anything on the channel that will put the channel at risk of losing the channel, and that is why I don't do the things that aren't allowed. Thomas Bielzik, thank you again, man. I appreciate it. From here forward, nobody that loves Josh will not bring the eBay up again. Yeah, like that damn truck. I don't even know what to do about it, and I think I dropped an O-ring somewhere, and I'm blaming it on that truck again. 1 O-ring, 2 O-rings. I'm positive that I only put 1 in here, except I left it on the shaft and I put it on the inside. That's why. I remembered doing something stupid like that. Okay, there we go. It shall forever be known as that truck. Yeah. What was this Jinx truck? Right, it was just like, the whole point of that like raffle was like, this might make a truck. So we just like put some stuff together that like as a total, it would be possibly a truck. Like it was called This Might Make a Truck, right? And it was a Phoenix chassis, an SCX3 straight axle front axle with an F10 portal rear, an axial 3-gear transmission, some shocks off of, I think they were Incision shocks, and like just a conglomeration of stuff. And that was it. But it sold for like $900 or something like that. $800 and something dollars. I don't remember. It was way too much for what it was. So I included a whole nother truck in there. Never again. Was it the Might Make a Truck that you got back? I thought you said it was the EXO. No, it was This Might Make a Truck. The EXO never got paid for. So the EXO is the one that I'm going to relist on, I think, on my website. It never left. So it's just still available. That really stung. I just drilled it on the corner of my toolbox. Like, man. For what it's worth, it clearly did make a truck. Well played. I think that should make me feel better. We got blood one way or another. Yeah, I've bled on too many of these. Ketchup chips, yes or no? Ketchup chips are a yes. And I mean, I don't know that I've ever had a chip that I didn't like, though. I'm thinking about it, and I don't know of one. I'm like, I'm a big fan of chips and dill pickle chips are some of my absolute favorite, but they're kind of hard to find around here. Like the store grocery stores around here, I don't see them at. Like I think you can get them at Walmart's, but I rarely go to a Walmart. Um, so yeah, salt and pepper chips. Never had them. Never, never even heard of them. Biscuits and gravy lays were the best. Oh my god! I'm not. Trust me. There's not a chip that I've seen that I've been like, oh, that's ridiculous. Like I can see how just about all of them are Phoenix cow chips. Isn't that just jerky? Isn't that a cow chip? Okay. Caps and collars. When I was in Colombia, I saw mayo and pollo chips. Mayo and chicken chips. I mean, I could see it. I hate shrimp chips. Never heard of them, but I love shrimp. Shrimp is like one of my favorite foods in general. Whoever put chips inside of Reese's peanut butter cups was an effing genius. I don't know how that's possible. It sounds like Satisfied jerky chips. That is cow chips. There's a code at the top for 10% off Satisfied jerky. Go run now. Thomas Bielzik, thank you. Does anyone here know what happened? What happens at a font club? I don't know. But a font club, what we talked about that on Wednesday, right? What is a font club? I don't know. But I do love a good font. So if it's inappropriate, I don't know, and I would probably be fooled into attending. We don't talk about font. First rule of font club is we don't talk about font club. I feel like the newsletter would be quite the big deal. Although I really dislike mixed fonts. Don't mix and match fonts. But it bugs me. Okay. I'm not going to put oil in these shocks yet because I don't really know what the weight of this truck will be. So I don't want to try and decide shock oil yet. All right. Wingdings is the best font. Wingdings is actually a type of font, and for some reason Microsoft just classified it as its own. I think it's technically like Wingdings 1, 2, 3, but I think technically a Wingdings font is like a serif, things like that. I actually watched like an hour-long documentary on fonts and how that they actually shouldn't be called fonts. It was actually like Steve Jobs who caused them to be called a font rather than a typeface, which is what they should be called. Because technically, Arial is not a font. Arial 12 is a font. Arial 14 would be a font. You never know. I could get down on some font talk. And now he's dead. Coincidence? Seriously, there's this there's like a 1 hour documentary on fonts, and it was fantastic. Such a good documentary. I implore you all, if you've got some spare time, look up the font. I feel terrible. I feel bad about myself. But what I don't feel bad about is how good these little SAD shocks look with the hard anodized body and all black parts. That's gonna look so good on the Porsche. That just looks very European. Arthur Fontarelli. Get the font out of here. Welcome to Friday Night Font Talk Live. You know what live stream I did tune in to? Not the other day? Was the Goulet Pen Company live stream where they talk about different types of pens. Like, woo! Getting spicy. Next, roundabouts. I went to school with a Goulet. What do you know? I want to make fun of Josh's love of pens, but glass houses. That's exactly like, how many Game Boys do you have in your house? Yes, I was on the Goulet Pen Company live also. Yes. I have like 6 Game Boys, thank you very much. I'm just saying, you never know what you're going to get on this particular program. I can't promise any quality, but meandering turns of phrase, all about it. Whoop. About had a Jesus clip moment. Opinion on Element Night Runner. It is IFS, and that IFS is bad. It looks like a Tacoma, which, I mean, I'm just not a Tacoma person. I mean, it looks good for a Tacoma if you like Tacomas. But that Element IFS is no good. It has terrible clearance. It's just like, isn't an Element coming out with a V2 IFS? I heard that like over a year ago. And then, because they discontinued the IFS conversion kit for good reason. But yeah, like it was supposed to be a version 2 and all this, and then nothing. Get on that shaft. Huzzah. I'm not much of a taco guy. Chimneys are better. I'll take a street taco over a chimichanga any day. Chimichangas aren't bad. Maybe I just never had a real good chimichanga. Like, I don't know. Like, I just never had a good one, so I never wanted to order another one. Like a sopa, though. That all, I mean, I love a wet burrito. Green sauce, wet burrito. Get out of here. They have to be made by real Mexicans. Oh, let me tell you that we've got some high quality taquerias by the shop because we are in a terrible part of town. So, high quality taquerias. Like, They had to raise the cost of the tacos though. They went from $1 to $1.50. But sorry, what sexual term is a wet burrito? I'm confused. I thought we were talking about other things. I thought everything had to be a term that was inappropriate tonight. Jimmy is just a fried burrito. How can how can it be bad? I've had many bad burritos. I did not know that a chimney was just a fried burrito. That's good. That's good information to have. But I've had many bad burritos. You go to places and they're like, "Oh, this is our version of a burrito." I'm like, "That's not a burrito. This is bad. This is not. This has got like things that you're like that just don't go in burritos." Josh, where do the 2 small washers in the portal kit bag A1 go? I don't see them in the direction. They're a shim. So no, they're not in the direction because they're optional. You can put them on the after you build the axles. After you build the axles, you can then put them on the pinion shaft. I have them on here right now, but they're just there for keeping until I decide. But you put them out there, so when you put the drive shaft in, it just holds it in place without any movement. Sometimes you don't want to, so you take one out. Sometimes you don't want any of them. You don't have to run them at all. It's just a tuning thing. So, but back to chimichangas. I also don't like fried, not knocking it, but I don't necessarily go for the fried stuff as much. I try and hold back on that when I can. I'm not saying I always can. Team effort. Did you get the truck yet? I shipped it that way. It arrived today. I did not see it though, but I'm told that it is at my office. So thank you for that. I have yet to get to see it. Well, we were talking about it a little bit ago, and the just the whole story of how much that truck has already made me mad. Yeah. From Ontario. Are you asking somebody else who's from Ontario, or you're from Ontario and you're asking me what I do for a living? If you're asking me, I work in RC and I do RC things all day. All I know is the best tacos or Chinese food come from places where the register is operated by a 10 to 13 year old. I think California even the good places, they like keep more of an eye on that. They're always like, they don't want anybody coming in and asking a lot of questions. You know what I mean? Some of the most fun weddings I've ever been to had bartenders who were clearly 10 to 13 years old, though. Mainly because you only got beer. Like, yeah, reception. What do you have to drink? Beer out of a pitcher. You want a cup? Okay. Again, that is all black. The all black aluminum on that hard anodized body with the tie-dye shaft. Like, those are going to look so good on this Porsche. Porsche. I feel like I can't say Porsche until it's done. Then it'll turn into a Porsche. 2 down, dose to go. That still burns. I couldn't believe that they don't do tri-tip back east. Art, I tell you, that's because that on the West Coast, people call everything tri-tip. And on the East Coast, tri-tip, where they do offer tri-tip is actually like very, it's, you know, it's like a really good cut of meat. And out here on the West Coast, like, yeah, it's tri-tip. It's tri-tip. I'm like, no, it's not. It's just a whatever. Like, it's just, they get a little happy with calling stuff tri-tip out here. Tell you what, West Coast does not know how to do beef. They do okay. You go back east, Midwest, and east of there, they do better beef. I'm just saying. How many shacks are you building? Only 4? Only 4. I'm only doing 1 truck's worth tonight. I agree, the barbecue is superior. That's not even a yes. That is an absolute, that's a law actually. Where's the beef? Worst buffalo wings I've ever had came from Buffalo, New York. That, you know, that's pretty funny. Now we're ordering barbecue. Let me guess. You think In-N-Out is just okay? No, I do. I love In-N-Out. I love In-N-Out. Their fries are like okay. Their fries are not that great, but their burgers are good. I like it. I personally, I like Five Guys better than In-N-Out, just because, like, I don't know, I just do. But like, I'll do In-N-Out like at least once a month. Let's see, is tri-tip another term? Yeah, like, can't, like, out here they use tri-tip in like as like a kind of a blanket, like for, I can't remember what cut it is, but it might just be brisket, but roast. But you're not helping my munchies. Oh, mine either. I have not eaten dinner yet either, and it's 8 o'clock. But Josh doesn't talk about green anything. This is green slime. It helps things go through seals easier. So, like, I don't like to, like the shock shafts, trying to find my shaft. The shock shaft, you know, the threads can be kind of sharp. You don't want to put those sharp threads through a new seal dry, because it can cause tearing, micro tears. So you put some lube on the shock shaft and you put it through the seal, and you have a better chance of everything staying nice and sealed up. And also then it's there to be a, you know, barrier itself. But yeah, you can use you can just use regular shock oil if you want in a pinch to try and make it go together, but this also just helps as a seal in there. Possibly it helps swell the O-rings a little bit. I'm not 100% sure on that. I know that certain O-rings will accept that, like Buna. Some of the Buna O-rings will have a little bit of a swell to them with some, but I'm not sure that that's the case in this. With typical O-rings and this particular medium. I swore that was stuck to my hand. It's not, I guess. I don't know where it went. Banana to mouth, not mouth to banana. That needs to be carved in stone somewhere. We're making good progress tonight. I'm really hoping to cut a sample chassis this weekend. Probably going to cut it out of a plastic. Do you use Moose-Lick in your transmissions? No. I've tried it in the past. It's just oh, there it is. right on the edge. I've tried it in the past, and it just wasn't anything that I felt like I was gonna buy again. So I'm not saying it's bad. I don't. Nah, mount the banana, never breaking eye contact. Look at me. Look at it. Come on. There we go. What is the combo of the two? No. Perfectly still. Don't move. Never eat it while you're in the room with someone else. Use an overabundance of green slime too. There's no harm in it. Just slathered. So I'll take it and I'll put some on the end of the threads after I put the last one through. So there's plenty on there. I'll take the O-ring, lightly put it on there, and then I'll just put the whole O-ring in it as well again. So there's plenty of extra. 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot banana. That only makes me think of Beetlejuice. All right. I was thinking about drilling a little bit bigger of a hole in my shock piston in my 6-scale trucks with 80 weight oil. What would be a good idea? Just trying to tune them. You can get the carb jet tuning drill bits, which are super small, and you can get those in sizes that, because it doesn't take much of an increase or many extra holes to really change how a shock piston will react. So make small adjustments. And adding one small hole might not seem like much, but going up like a single size of a drill bit can be a big difference. If you want, just do the calculation of area of a circle between the two sizes that you're doing, and you'll see that it can be a big one. One little jump can be twice the area, which means twice the fluid volume traveling between them. Can you run a capper front axle on a rear with no modification? Yeah. I mean, if you're wanting 4-wheel steering. Like, are you asking like if there's a gearing problem? There's no gearing problem. They run the same way. No problem at all. A front axle is just a rear axle with knuckles. Gear sets are the same. They're on the same sides. Weld torch tip files work good too. Tip files, huh? Can you make, is that for like increasing current hole sizes, or can you make new ones with that? RC question, what's the gear down on a Wraith axle? The stock Wraith gear axle is 3813. So that's like what? 38 divided by 13, 2.92 to 1. That's the stock ratio, at least. You can get underdrive gears, basically, which are 4313. So if you want to go with a lower ratio, weld tip files work great in carbs for jets. Also, they're small diameter round files. Huh. Interesting. I guess I didn't know that those were. But again, those are files, so they're only for. You have to have a hole there already. You can't add them with it, right? can't imagine. Those are tiny, though. That's crazy. The only thing I don't love about the file idea is that unless they're just a certain size, so you're only going to go to a certain size, and you have to step up each time. I was going to say, if they're a tapered file, you wouldn't know what size you were getting to exactly to replicate, but Josh, isn't overdrive front and underdrive rear just semantics? Yes, it's totally semantics. Like the discussion about having the underdrive shift selectable underdrive, it's the same thing. As long as your gear ratios are in check, it's the same thing. There is no like, it's going to act the same. It's not gonna be like, oh, the rear is slowing down, so it's going to act different. No, it's not. It's going to act the same. Other than the fact that, yeah, your throttle would change slightly and it would start to drag or start, but other than that, it's going to act the same. Like, underdrive is better than overdrive. Yes, if only you're worried about the overall gear ratio. Otherwise, no, it doesn't matter. And it's the exact same thing. So as long as your gear ratios are in check, like, I do like the idea of underdriving a rear axle compared to overdriving it, because you can then take more reduction out of the system in a certain place so that you can then, re-gear to a certain point. But in the end, there isn't one, like, as long as your gear ratios are in check, you're going to get it's the same thing. So, yeah. There should be selectable under and overdrive. Why? It's the same thing. I'm a first-time Vanquish buyer. Found a Pro for $700 and a Vanquish kit built for $200. Used built slider. What should I do? Pro or Phoenix? It's partially up to you. The Pro is one of my favorites. If the Pro is built with electronics and everything, and they're good electronics, $700 is a good deal. If it doesn't have electronics, or they're not good electronics and it's beat up or anything like that, then that's not such a great deal. But if it's in good shape and has good stuff, $700 is a good deal. So it really depends, Let's see. Do you think the F10 portals are suitable for a four-wheel steer class 3 build, or would you suggest something wider for C3? No, I think that they're probably suitable and likely the route that I'll go. Just because I think that the C3 stuff could get, you can get too wide. Like, if you're in capper axles, you might, like, that in some situations you'll be okay, but in some situations, like, you're going to be wide and, like, really struggling to fit through stuff at times. So, there's pros and cons. I'm running the F10 portals in class 1, which is like, that's pushing the width of a class 1. So I'm going to do everything I can to get them narrowed up. And, I'll plan to go into that more in the series here before too long. So, yeah. Just started to print on my Prusa for some forged carbon molds. Excellent. You have to send me some photos when you get there, when you get it done or in progress, whatever, either way. Problem with F10s and four-wheel steer is the offset pumpkin. It is because they're just opposite, which is kind of a bummer. That's why when I did the class 2 or 3 last year, I built that custom rear axle. The Pro is in box, never built with toolkit. That's not a smoking deal then. It's not a bad deal. It's about what it's worth. But I mean, if someone's trying to sell it used, like, beat them up. Say, I'll give you 6, Like, if I'm going to pay 7, I'll just buy it new. There we go. It's for a wallet, not RC parts yet. First time doing it. Dive in. Still send me a photo, though. I think my current wallet is forged. Yes. So, Pro is 700. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not a deal. And we still have Pros in stock, so it's like, and I think if you buy it, you get free wheels. Do I still have that going on? Can't remember. Do I have that deal going on right now? No free wheels. Maybe I could turn that back on. I'm disappointed you don't have the Blue Ridge wallet tonight. Hashtag sponsored by Ridge Wallet. Not currently. I mean, I have been many times in the past, but I truly just like those wallets. So I carried them before I was sponsored, and I will continue to carry them after. They were good partners of the show. I enjoyed having them, and I will still carry the wallets. I need a hard wallet. I kept cracking my RFID badge for work. Now, do you need one that the Ridge wallet is RFID blocking? So the problem is that some people have like RFID things that they don't keep, that they kept in their wallet, and they're like, ding, ding. Like, doesn't work anymore. Thought they got fired. Josh, would you say they're good for the wallet? They were good for both my wallet and my wallet. They paid well, and I like them as a wallet. I like you as a friend. Hey Josh, does the VS410 bodies come with body post holes pre-drilled? The Origin ones do, yes. The Phoenix doesn't have body post holes, so it does not come with body post holes pre-drilled. Because it mounts in a different way. But the Origin ones do. All of them do. Even though I know some people don't like that. Who has purple 310s? We never made them. I think that there's probably been some custom ones made. But we never made any 310s in purple. And likely never will. The purple machetes, though. Woo! Look at those. Would you look at that? So good. They just sit here on my desk and just, they're so pretty. You getting on after stream again, Dawson and Joe too? Well, I think that Joe is racing tonight. He might be on by the time that. But Dale, I think I'm probably up for some racing tonight. We've been after stream wreck festin' after on these Friday nights lately. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, did I put the bleeder screw in the other shock? Get down on it. Down. I didn't. I knew it. I knew I didn't remember doing that. Worst food to eat in a room full of guys. It depends if it's me eating it or if somebody else is eating it around me. Because if it's someone else eating me around it or eating it around me, Jesus Christ, it could be anything loud. It absolutely, hearing the sound of people chewing loud things, like absolutely drives me up a wall, like makes my insides boil. And last week we were at work and somebody in particular was eating, I don't know what it was, baby carrots, whatever. And I was testing a car and I got up and I went outside and started testing it instead. And they followed me. And I literally, as they came out the door, I went, I came out here so I didn't have to listen to you chew. And the guys in the office were just died laughing. Like, I can't. They're like, I actually felt bad for him. My wife can do some loud chewing. And once I key in on it, I'm done. Like straight drilled. Yep, I'm right there with you. Every once in a while, I'll call Nicole like Mr. Ed. Is that good, Mr. Ed? Chewing gravel? Would chips do that same thing? Absolutely. Chips, an apple, evidently like snap pea pods, cucumbers, baby carrots. It's amazing what some people can eat loudly. I'm just saying. Just talking about it is making me like a little bit of a... people that chew with the mouth open. Oh, same. I'm like, what? I'm chewing with my mouth closed. I'm like, no, you're not. Because like it's making me so angry. I'm watching you not do that. Oh, I didn't know that. You know what is the weirdest and worst thing is, so there's those little things that bother me really, really badly, right? You know what the worst is the fact that there's some of them that I do to myself, and every time I'm editing a video, I have to deal with myself doing that thing. I'm not going to say what it is because you guys will then notice it and it will never end. But it's a very, very slight thing. But I see it every time. And I'm just like, what is wrong with you? Me. What is wrong with me? What? Me from 30 minutes ago. Why? Stop doing that. Every goddamn time. That's weird, to be super pissed off at yourself from 30 minutes ago. Something you don't experience until you constantly have to hear the sound of your own voice in your ears over and saying the same thing. Is it so? No, the filler words are just, that's a problem. You know, I did a public speaking thing for several years. You know, a public speaking like class type group thing it's called Toastmasters. It's a international thing. I did Toastmasters for a long time, and yeah, you're not supposed to use filler words like and, but, so, you know, like things like that. In a live video, it's hard to do, and I use so a lot, and I'm aware of that. I do it specifically when I'm like as that filler word to break subject or try and think of something to say, and you just say it. I also do it when I'm on the phone with people and I'm trying to get off the phone. I'm like, all right, so, and like a lot of people around me know that, and they'll either catch on when I'm doing it to someone and they think it's funny, or they know when I'm doing it to them and they think it's funny, so they keep dragging it on. All of you are the worst. Yeah. There you go. Sometimes I even make myself super mad at me. The more you know. Learn something every day. All right, I need those parts for later as well. This one will do. All right, so we got all 4 shocks built, looking good, good shape. So we're gonna drop those. Slap your legs and say, "Welp." Oh, the Midwestern goodbye. Well, it's time to be moving. None of the filler words are as bad as it is what it is. I know I do say that at times when I'm rationalizing things that are out of my control. I missed a post. Was it I missed one from Joker 510714. Just moved into my new home. Mounted TV and turned it on and turned this on. Better late than never. Hey everyone, I'm rewatching from the start from later. F1 weekend, baby. Oh, so pumped. So pumped. Telling you. So glad F1's back. I watched FP1 and FP2 today. And yeah, congrats on the new place. Is it in the 510 or the 714? That's the real question. NorCal, SoCal. And I only know that because I've asked you that before. Wait, this isn't a rerun? It'd be funny if you said that and it was, and I still knew it. 212-313-702. 712-402. 816. Still in the 510. 510, that is SoCal. Right? No. Yes. Going to do an F1 race watch along at 4 a.m.? No. Not unless I'm still up, which that is the more common thing. 510, is 510 Bay Area? Why did I think 530 was Bay Area? 530 is like Chico. That's up north. Yeah. Still North Bay Area. Okay, yeah, that's right. 510 Bay Area, 530 up by Chico. So, yeah. So what's the most offensive thing I can say with children around in the Midwest to get out of a long con? Oh, most offensive or butt around. Oof, that's a tough one. Joe, yeah, Dale C. I think, I don't know, we played freaking Wreckfest one night till 3:30 or 4, I believe, but I'm in the 801, but work at a 510 company. So there you go. I do love the 801. That's one of my favorites. Good old Utah. So I was 402, 816, 913 for a super short time, 712 for for short times during the summers usually. Well, now what is my area code now? Here? I don't know. 408's Bay Area too. Maybe we're 916 here. 916, yeah. This is sounding like a ludicrous song. Oh, for sure. And we all know it. And we all know if they did or did not say our area code. They did say Nebraska. He did say 402. And then it's 808 is 808. I believe that is Hawaii. Thomas Bialzik again. Thank you. So are those purple Mercedes up for, what did I say? Up for barter? Nope. They're not. Those I believe, will be my Class 2 wheels. Class 2. That's my thought. That's at this point. It's my only set of machetes. I have purple machetes there. The Jeep up there has my purple 105s. I never got a set of the Dark Earth ones. I hope that was you I talked to today. Brian, that was not me. I hope that you did not. I know I got hit by the spam bots. And I went back and deleted and dealt with all that. I hope that I will never do Telegram. Never ever. That's a widespread YouTube scam that happens all the time. Really hope that you didn't talk to anybody. Unless it was on my Instagram. That's it. IndyCar is back. See, I never got into IndyCar. Are the purple wheels for sale on the website? Nope. Those will not go on the website. They're special and limited for a reason. We want them to be special and limited. On YouTube? It was a YouTube comment that said text or whatever. That's not me. Unless it's my account, not those you won message on Telegram thing. That's never me. I only have one account that will ever be taught. We try and ban those things as soon as they go up, best we can, but it is not easy. Will VP doing white or pearl sets? No. I have had a set Cerakoted, but I won't be Cerakoting any wheels for production stuff. It's just not we have before. They got me. Dang it, Brian. That sucks. I don't know what they do exactly. All I know is they message that on everybody, and I have to go through and delete and then ban, remove all comments from channel. But that's what they try and do. Can't wait for pink season again. We've done pink every October, and I'll continue to try and do that. It's tough and it goes quickly, but it's a good. We do that one just because we take that and then a bunch of that goes to Susan G. Komen is the one that we donate to every year. Will you ever do Plink wheels? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it could be done. Does VP make brass upgrades for the Phoenix, both straights and portals? For the portals, yes. Straights, not specifically. They made you pay shit. Yeah, that is a scam. See if you can recall your payment or whatever you're going to do. Report it. If it, I don't know what they make you pay through on those scams, but damn it. Will VP be making 2.2 brass clamp rings again? Likely, yes. It's PayPal. Ooh, good. Recall your payment. Then you can report it, do it, get it back. Get it back ASAP. Let's see. There you go. Good deal. I hope you can get that back right away. Do you think that the Armor Felony you have would still hook up if you put slicks on it? I guess it depends on what kind of slicks, but probably. I don't know. Depends on which ones. Certain tires aren't made to have any lateral support. They're only made for a straight line, whatever. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway. All right, have I got everything done tonight that I think I can? I did grab myself the Link set but I don't really need to build the links yet. I got a link set. I grabbed my drive shafts, panhard mount, some chassis braces. I don't need the skid plate, but the chassis braces I grabbed just in case. If you need help next weekend filming, I can lend a hand. Yeah, Eric, especially if I get a chance to go, if the weather's good and both new colors in that box. What are you talking? Both new colors. New colors. I don't know what you're talking about. Done with that. Josh, has VP ever considered carrying other accessory brands like Holmes to make it a one-stop shop? We talked about it at one point. But really, it's not what we want to focus on. Like, that's why we have distributors and dealers like A-Main and Horizon and, the dealers we have all over. Like, that's their thing. We need to just focus on doing what we do and then worry about everything else. Like, let everybody else do the other stuff. And, it's like a whole nother, like, I got to order it. I got to maintain it. I got to keep following up on it. It's just pivots in a whole different way. I'm just like, instead, we just focus on manufacturing and keeping manufacturing running, because that's that's what matters. How long did it take you to get monetized for YouTube? I don't remember. It was a long time ago. I've had this channel for like 10 years. Will the C1 have a VW sticker on it to irk the scale elitist? I don't know what I know. No, not that. But I feel like it could. I'm sure Matt will come up with some very trolly thing to put on the side. Maybe I'll just go with the sport car again, like MST did. Just sport car. You mean demonetized. Thanks, Buck Dandy. So I have West Valley Hobbies that carries VP, but another shop that doesn't. Anything I can do to encourage them to carry more VP? It's kind of pretty much up to them. I mean, West Valley, Mike over there. I've known Mike for a long time. That's a great shop. And the other, I don't know the other one in Salt Lake there, but yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. It depends on, sometimes it depends where they're ordering from, and if they want to order from another place, or are they just trying to get it all from one. It's one of those things. Like every shop runs a little bit different their own way. Yeah. So Quattro. That's pretty good. Is Vanquish ever going to make 1-inch wheels? Probably not. 1-inch and 155s, both not on my radar. I forgot I had these purple machetes too. These have the custom rings on it with my logo lasered on. I can't see it in there. So tiny little crown. Josh, when is the next Cone Dodgers call? I'm pretty sure it's next weekend, Eric. I can't remember for sure, but I'm pretty sure. Name it the Far From Buchan. I was wondering if it's possible to buy the VFD twin linkages separately. Oh, you mean the actual just like little links? I don't think so. I don't think we've made those, or they have those separately available. Yeah, I don't think so. You're so bougie with your special rings. Bougie's my middle name. Would brass links last longer than aluminum ones? I don't know. I don't know. Stainless, though, is about the same weight as brass and slides better. So it's harder. So brass links are just... Every time I see brass links, I'm just like, ugh. What color is that truck in front of you going to be? It's a great question that I don't have an answer to. I don't know. I thought about it and I was like, I should just paint it myself. And then I'm like, I got to make a decision. And I've got like 4 colors of paint in my drawer. Probably more than 4. I bet I have 7. Baller yellow. Oh man. So yeah, I don't know. I haven't decided. All orange. I feel like the orange and purple would be just a terrible match. And you know, this I put good foams in here already. It's got my good tires, good looking wheels. So I feel like I need to match the wheels now. Not match them. I don't want to paint it purple also. I don't like matchy. So yeah, I don't know. Nobody's done puce yet. Yeah, so I don't know. I just like... So I do have a I do have like a list of build themes and ideas and blah 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 blah, but I don't know if I have anything in here that fits this one. Let's see if I do. I have some terrible ideas in here, really. No, none of these are gonna, none of those are gonna work. Green and purple. Does green and purple go together? Black and yellow with purple. That's a terrible idea. Ugh. Sailor Moon. I don't know who that. I know that that's like a comic book character or something. And I know that I've seen cosplays of it specifically, but I don't remember who or what that is. You got themes like Orange County Choppers? Kind of. You know, you're like the... I don't have it in here. Like the Family Truckster. That was one of the themes. You know, that's why I did the green with the wood paneling on it. That was from my list. There's many others that I have on this list of themes like that. Not necessarily like a movie car theme, but like along those lines. Yeah. So, Kentucky Sky. Can never go wrong with Kentucky Sky. Paint it just like Matt's, but really bad. That's pretty good. I could cheat and just go straight carbon fiber so I don't have to paint it. Just get the drop the carbon fiber body on there, and then it's just done. Like, but I don't know that that's my plan either. Cars, and put Cars for Hire, and then Carson's Fire, and it's just so, you know, yeah. Carbon fiber and purple look good. I know they do, but like, I just don't know if I want to use this body on there or not. Like, it's a sick body, being all carbon and such, but you know, I don't know. Don't know that that's the route I want to go. I'd need to chop the grill and I could get it dropped down enough, and then it'd be sick as, but this is a super cool body, and it's like, is this the time that I want to use it? I don't know. Just mold another. I didn't mold this one. I bought this one. And I don't know that I can get another right now. So the guy who was doing it, I believe, has been taking a break from doing it. Because he has... The guy who does it has a shop in the Philippines that does carbon fiber work professionally, obviously. And I think they have like big jobs that are currently taking up time. So yeah, anyway. But if I get that thing dropped down by that ½ inch, 3/4 of an inch that it needs, it'd be pretty sick. Bring back the realistic flame jobs from the early 2000s. Yeah, no. But I mean, this does look the best, like hands down. And I mean, this body is probably just about indestructible. I think you could drive over this body. And so, yeah. But it's like, do you want? Oh, I feel really bad. Stand on it. Oh, I would have no problem standing on this. Like, molds a complex multi-piece Porsche body from carbon fiber. Can't recreate a power wagon the same way. Like it's just, it would be. This is different. This is done way different. This is done with a gel coated, multi-piece mold, bolt together, and all that done. This is done in the typical professional layup type way, and that is not the route that I'm trying to go. I'm not trying to lay up a body that's just available. What's the carbon body weigh? Guess it's quite heavier than the Lexan counterpart. Yeah, but that's because this one is a super thick one, like compared to my class 2 body from last year, which was really thin and super light. But this one is, yeah, I mean, 250 grams or so. But like, that's why this thing is just like, it's a freaking rock. It's so cool. It's twice as heavy as aluminum. There's a callback to earlier, and that is brilliant. Great job. Someone has to come in and say, no, it's not. Look at... Is that like 4mm carbon? Are you talking about how thick? No. Maybe 2.5. I looked at the periodic table. Yes, it is. It is 2.2 millimeters. Some of these areas are thicker. 2.8, 2.6, but that's kind of because of this body like detail line. So yeah, either way. It'll support you. I know it will. I'm still not standing on it. So, but anyway, it looks great. I just don't know that that's my plan for it. As good as that would look. So that's why the ruler has a mark on 2.2 inches. Wait, what? A liar, it's not strong. It's not strong until you pull a Ralph. Which, if you know what that means, then why did the Ralph test happen? Who was it because and who did it? 2 questions. Old school RCC. Big baller cannot answer. You'll shoot your eye out? Nope, different Ralph. So that body is a carbon Doug? Like Wreck-It Ralph? Nope. How much would a shard of CF be to remove from your foot after you did said test? Exactly. I don't need to test Fate. And let me tell you, if I did do it, it wouldn't be on a live stream, just in case. Is the wheelbase on that truck 12.3? It looks a bit stretched. It's 12.5, but that's what all of these... That's what the SCX Pro comes at, is 12.5. So, nobody even knows. OMG. I see, Bala, I told... That's a long time ago, sir. What is that? 2007 about? Because Ralph, that version of Ralph was built with Wheelie King axles. And it was for the RC Driver magazine that JIA did when he swapped it to the Wheelie King axles, which Wheelie King axles came out in 2007. Because remember, he cut up the Wheelie King body to make the panels for it, the whole deal. So that probably would have been 2007-ish. So that's a long time ago. A serious question: why do all comp colors got to be looking like 46 Dodge Power Works? I'm not understanding why. It's for a really good reason. The body is narrowed and tapered in. It's narrow at the cab. It's got a nice rounded roof. So if it rolls over, it doesn't want to sit on a flat surface. It wants to roll. Rolls easily. Got lots of clearance for your tires, so you can get it super low. They all look like that for a reason. It's just why. That the body didn't perform so well, people wouldn't use it. Don't you have a carbon bug body too? I do. It's very dusty as well. But it is a large bug body, and I think it looks quite silly. I don't know what I will ever do with this thing, but it will not end up like this. So it is too big and looks kind of silly. So this is a nope. This is a hard no from me. That looks good. No, it does not. This looks silly. I mean, no matter where you put this thing, this looks ridiculous. Yeah. You know, you can also tell, like, it's too, I mean, you can cut the fenders all the way off, but in general, I think this does not look good. So, yeah, send it to me. No, like someday I'll figure out what to do with it. I just don't know what. I don't know what I'll ever figure out to do with this thing. It's I don't know. It's a silly looking thing. What does the power done go? Like, what did that carbon body cost? Or what does it cost now? You can't buy them anymore, I don't believe. Unless he's resumed, but I don't think that he has. I don't know. I can't remember. Like, these bodies, like, geez, I don't remember. $300 or $400? $200 or $300? I don't know. Between $200 and $400. I can't remember. I think this one was more expensive. A lot of it's shipping. Shipping's like this Madi, you know. Either way, they're stupid expensive. It doesn't even matter at this point. I think he said $250. $250, I think, was right. I just can't remember if that was with shipping. Like, because shipping was like, yeah, I don't remember. So, $285 plus 40 shipped. No, it was way more than 40 to ship these things. Like, not even close. I gave $260 for mine. Okay, that sounds. Yeah, I just can't remember what they were. And I guess the other thing was, like, my first one that I got that was way thinner was way cheaper. But when I got the ones that were the beefy ones, they cost me significantly more. And then they made some that were, what they call them? They had a stupid name for it. Cookies and cream, which I was just like, I'll never buy that because I can't stand that name. But they did a layer of carbon, then they did this layer of this, it's almost like a foam that goes in between it, and then another layer of carbon. But where you cut it, you could see the black, white, black. So that's why they called it cookies and cream. I was just like, I don't care. It's a terrible name. So I'll never buy that. But that version was much cheaper still. But if you wanted the all carbon, it was pretty expensive. So that was the big difference. So when I was going through and ordering, I had the thin ones, which were like super nice. Austin says the carbon fiber bodies will be back mid-March. They're on pre-order. Oh, good. So that guy's back to working on them. That's good. Yeah, that's 335 from Corrupt Carbon Works. So yeah, it must have been about, and he's probably buying in bulk, so he's getting, I bought like 3 or 4 at a time. What did I buy? 4 at a time, something like that. Because it was, it was like $300 in shipping. So like, you got to try and make it worth it. Those are like lifetime bodies then? I wouldn't count on that. They're just because they're cool. Since it's not really going to break. No, it's not going to break, but you could chip it in the corners. You could flake it back, things like that. Like, it's, no, I wouldn't call them lifetime bodies. I think they're just cool for what they are. But yeah, they, I don't know. I just like it. The last one I ran one time and then sold the truck. Can't stand on it. That you're fired. Matt's going to patina his carbon body. He's gonna rust it, which would be excellent. That would be the best troll. The rusty paint job in spots. He had some metal shavings in his resin. Yes. Carbon and rocks don't mix. I mean, they do fine. I beat on mine on the rocks pretty good. It was fine. I mean, it was scratched it up good and all that, but it's not that big a deal. So, yep. I forgot I put the Hot Boy radio in here. The old fighter pilot. Should I give my comp stance guy the mullet? Ugh. I would go with a hard no on that. Yeah. At crawler speeds, it's not going to break. Usually true. Unless you're coming off of very tall things, and the tumbling. Type R on the side of the Porsche. I could see that. I could definitely see it. Dang, it is 9:14. We're done, folks. I didn't notice the time. Felt early. We're going to call this one, though. Yes, we are good and done. I got to get something to eat because I have not eaten dinner yet. So, there we go. That's all for tonight. Hope you guys have a good weekend ahead of you. I think I'm going to play some Wreckfest. Dale C. There you go. I don't know if Dawson's around. We'll go jump on the Discord and see you guys later.